Heyo, Monkey Puzzle here, waving my prime meat bait in the air. And this is going to be episode number 15, playing on the IronMine Olympus modded server. I am just distracted right now because I saw a level 290 female Kaprow in here. It was just trying to attack me. I'm just kind of putting some prime meat bait around in there, hoping that it will get attracted to it and grab it. That Parasaur is still up there from the very first time I saw it in the beginning of the map. But this episode is not about Kaprows and breeding and stuff, although I have like level 300 Kaprow males up there. But we're going to actually work on getting to some sort of completion, or at least usability of my base up there, which you can't see at the moment. But I'm going to do that. I just wanted to start here because I thought it might be exciting, but it's not at the moment. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yep. And it's still red. It's gonna be mine, though. Hey, hey. Petting the crocodiles. Alright, we made it back up top here with this girl, and there was just the wrecks just here that my patrol went ahead and took care of, and there are some wild Kaprows around here. There's quite a few of them, which is why Kaprows fit in here, and they also work well with my idea for a base here. So I don't know if you've been following, but there it is, if I can stay up top, in its partially completed form. Can't seem to quite give you a view of it. Oh, look, I've got a Kaprow sitting up on the ring. It must have fallen through there, but I've been working on this for a bit through the last couple episodes. Did a stream most recently, and let's take the Kaprow up there. You can see that I've got coelacanths. They're actually spawning in this water elevator I made out of the water blocks mod. It's a little buggy and it's very hard on the frame rate, but it's super cool, and it supports life, water life. Trigger donated an anglerfish right there. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and bring this girl up here. See if I can get her up above. I think the other one fell through because I had left it floating in the water all crocodile-like. But you can see I've got quite a number of males, high-level males, that she's going to have a lot of fun with. So, yeah, this is going to be... It is a hybrid of a whole bunch of mods that are on the server here and trying to make some kind of fantastical floating castle fanciful thing. So this is what I've come up with so far. It's still very much a work in progress, but we're going to try to make some of that progress today. So you can see, just to catch you up, we've got the water elevator coming up the center, and then I've got this kind of organic shaped waterway that we're going to plant up on all these little dirt patches here. I'm going to work on a little bit of that today as well. This is from the Pimp My Home mod, the concrete ceiling number 7. It's got a few different textures that we can choose from. It can be sand, rock, or soil or grass, like that. And then I thought this would just be a good way to put some plants up here in a way that makes sense, that looks like they could have been planted here. We could have used crop plots too, but I'm not trying to do actual crops with these. These are kind of cool, low profile, and they meld with these steampunk ceilings really well. So the rest of this is mostly steampunk. There's going to be a little bit of rubber banding up here just because the frame rate challenges, but we're hanging in there okay. So far, not dropping below 30 most of the time. It depends on where I look. If I look away from the water blocks, it's fine. I should just get rid of them, but they're too cool. I'm hoping, it's a pretty recent mod, I'm hoping that they'll get optimized soon enough. But yeah, I made the rest of this base part out of these steampunk ceilings and walls. I'm trying to get a look at the underneath there. So you can see it's actually three-dimensional on the bottom with the walls and the ceilings. And I thought they both had a good aesthetic and also had that kind of bolt together look that made it look like this would hold together. And part of my vision with this was to combine steampunk, because it's one of the main mods we're really exploring in this series and all the things we can do. It's been around for a while, although it's still being updated. It just got updated recently, just added a submarine, which apparently you can't power, and made everybody's air balloons disappear, which caused quite a bit of saltiness. But I wanted to combine it with the Castles, Keeps, Fortresses mod, which is where this stuff is. And one of the things that the Castle, Keeps, Fortress mod adds is right angle pieces. It's the only mod I know that does that, besides Eco Stables mod also has some of these right angle pieces, something that S Plus didn't really try to tackle. And so it can kind of fill in and sort of meld with some of the cubicness caused by building out of all these ceilings. And so instead of having a jagged cubic edge there, sort of pixelated edge, if each ceiling was 1 pixel, we can kind of smooth them out with this, and then that gives us a purchase to build our castle walls and our machicolations along the side. There are several different textures with this, and I spent a long time trying to figure out what was best. You can see I'm number 7 on my hotbar. I've got this material tool that you can use to change the textures of the wall, and you can rotate it through all the different textures. This sandstone here was the runner-up for this because it does meld color-wise, but especially depending on the weather and stuff, I thought it just, I don't know, it didn't look right. It looked like I was trying too hard to blend something that didn't really match. I could go with the Hellfire look, which is also kind of fantastic, but I decided to go with this one that's called Dark Matter. The third runner-up was the Obsidian, which is just black. It's kind of dark from the rain right now, so it's hard to tell. But I thought that the green actually goes pretty well with the copper. Copper itself naturally makes some greens. And yeah, rather than trying to blend, I decided to contrast. So gonna see how that goes. Got some ideas for how to do this. So yeah, just gonna go around the edge entirely and basically build the walls up the side like you see I'm doing. It's 2 walls high, and then it's got the machicolations as the 3rd level, and then going to try to make a rampway that goes all the way around the inside up here, which I haven't gotten to, but you can see how that one I'm building a little walkway, and hopefully that will link up all along the top here. And then that will also provide a place for which we can go for the next layer. Spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to match all these things up, and mostly have not had success. If you watched my last stream, you could see me struggle with that. I'm still trying out parts. Here's a graded wall from Steampunk. I like this a lot. I don't think I can use everything from Steampunk because it really has its own aesthetic, and I'm trying to meld it, not go too far into it. But in here I've got some of these roof pieces from the Stables mod, Eco Stables mod, and I think they actually blend really well. This is from a comment in the last episode. Forgive me that I don't remember the name of the person who commented, but I do thank you for that. So these, yeah, if you can tell in the rain, are actually very coppery looking, and they have all the different angles that meet. So you got the inside corners and the outside corners, which is something that's also been lacking in roofs and ARK for a while. So I want to have some buildings, floating buildings in the center eventually that will have these roofs on the interior part. So I got a lot to go, and it's definitely a work in progress. And it will be for a while. It's going to be one of those things that's only finished when I stop working on it or the frame rate gets down into the single digits. But today, my goals are is to finish doing the steampunk copper ceilings on the inside and the walls. So get that all built out, and with the stairway going up in the 4 directions, decided to link it up on these corners here like that, and so you could have this upper area that you can go all the way around. So yeah, we're going to finish that base part, try to build the wall of the Castle Keeps Forts all the way around it, and then get planting with the Ecos mod in the center. So it's getting dark now, but hopefully when I bring it back, it'll be a nice clear sunny day, and you'll be able to see this thing in all of its ambitiousness. All right, so I will see you in a moment. I might do some Kaprow breeding too in the meantime. All right, bye-bye. And as I just start to expand out, I wanted to show you how I'm doing it. The way we're making things float is, you can see that I could place that. I can't place anymore. I'm out of foundation support. And the way I'm making things float is with S+. We've turned off the need for foundation support with S+, so we can use it to support the other mods. So I'm using these little half glass walls because they use half the materials of a full glass wall. And at places like that, I could place one above it, but I don't need to. And then just with the model gun, I go ahead and I turn off all the sides. And so now it's invisible support. It could get me into trouble later if I try to find them all. But until I need to, it's a great way to keep this going. So now, you see, I've got support. So just wanted to show you that little trick, the way we're doing floating bases. And that was the whole inspiration to have a floating base, basically because I can. All right. All right, so I just wanted to stop and show you this part. I'm not showing you the piece-by-piece placement, of course, at this point, but I think I've got this main platform all filled in now, and that's the shape it's going to be. I don't know if we can see it from underneath. Let me see if I can get all the way out to the edge and show you that way. See if we can see the whole shape at once. So yeah, there at the top. Oh, it's kind of a stop sign shape, an octagon. I need some, what do I need? I need water. Let's see if we go underneath. Can't quite see it. We'll have to go down to the ground. I can jump down, but what I'm going to do from now, from this point, is I'm going to fill in all these little divots with the CKF triangles, the right triangles, these guys. And these guys, there's 2 different ones. So if one doesn't work, definitely use the other. So if we put that one, hey, I got it right the first time. So that's the triangular left, and then there's the triangular right. So put that one. Oh, I thought that ceiling was at different heights, but it's not. And then the R key will actually modulate between the 2. And so the left one does that. So when we get to the other side, we'll just need to switch the pieces we're using and do that and fill these in. And they don't fit exactly. These are just a little less wide than the steampunk is, so it's pretty annoying. And the walls are taller too, and not an exact increment taller either. They're like 1.4 of a regular ARK wall. So it's cool. It's how high an ARK wall should be, so that you don't hit your head on ceilings, and that one wall is high enough to be a building, but it's really hard for working with other parts. So to go all the way around, we're just going to have to do it all with CKF stuff for the walls. If we did a whole level of one other kind of piece, we could do it. And you can see that there's a little gap in between, but we're not going to ever mention that again, so forget I said that. I wish I had some kind of piece just to stick in there to fill it in. We're just going to take it as ventilation. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fill in with all the right triangles, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put this together for the most part, because yeah, if I see something interesting while I'm doing it, I'll show you. but other than that, I think I'm going to go ahead and just get her done. And I don't know if we're going to get all the landscaping done today, but we'll do this one. These guys that are on the right angle here, they are made with these same pieces. This little walkway up here, you can see them kind of put together. And there's gaps, again, because Steampunk's a little bit bigger. And I think Steampunk is the same as the vanilla ones. So why do you got to be different, CKF, huh? But anyway, it's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm going to put it together. Let's jump down here and look at it from below. And I'm going to need more ways to get up here too. I want to make, well, I'm going to put some zip lines, and not today because I haven't put it together to be able to do it yet, but I want to have tech elevators, and I want to have jump pads, and every kind of way that you can get up here. I want to have, I see a little fish there jumping around, and I can see I need to decide what I'm doing. There I've got a right triangle, and there I don't. So I got to make sure I'm consistent. And then, yeah, there's going to be the little round circular pieces on each of the corners of the 4 sides that stick out like that. So there'll be 8 of those little corner towers. And then I have some other ideas for how we might embellish it. But it's definitely coming together. And after this, at least, I'm going to be able to... Well, I don't know if I'm going to take all my crafting stations off of my construction raft. But at the very least, I can set up a whole nother set of them up there and be doing my construction and, you know, have it be a functioning base, basically, instead of just living off of my raft here. Let's get out of the water. And just wanted to show you this. Trigger put this at the same time he put the anglerfish there when I was streaming last time. I was talking about how fiber internet is going to be coming to my neighborhood sometime soon. They said the summer, and it's now the summer, so where is it? And I was complaining about that, and he put a big box here completely full of fiber. It says, here's your fiber, MP. So thank you, Trigger, for that. And if you hadn't seen in the previous episodes, a lot of these materials, or most of them, are coming from the steampunk drills, which I keep running all the time. And then that means that I have to be making lots of gunpowder, and between crafting all these steampunk parts and making all that gunpowder, I have gotten up to level 92. So I am only 2.5 levels away from being able to use flyers yet. And I don't know if I'm ready or not. I mean, I'm looking forward to it in some ways, but in some ways I've really enjoyed not flying yet. So, but we'll get there. And then I can also have steampunk balloons as a way to get up and down. Alright, so I'm going to put that whole rim wall of the CKF stuff to protect me against all the invading forces from down below. And then I'll bring you back and show you that, unless I show you something interesting along the way. Oh yeah, and the reason I wanted to show you the drills is just to show you that what these parts make for the castles, keeps, and forts is lots of raw metal and lots of stone. So it eats up, somebody says it, you know, it's like water soaked up with a paper towel, how much the metal it uses. So I've got a lot in here, and I've got more being made all the time with the drills, but I'm keeping them running because it's going to take a lot to go all the way around like I'm planning. And I did have to show you this fish. It must have an itch on its nose that it has to rub right there. And I thought I'd just show you real quickly just how I'm layering these. It's not a big deal at all, and it's pretty simple, but when you do build on these right triangles, that side is longer than usual. That's because it's the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So it's one of the reasons why a lot of the mods or vanilla don't tackle that. So you need a whole nother separate set of pieces for that. So you see these ones that have that line, those are a little extra long, longer than the usual piece to fit on those angles. So you need those. And for that, I am putting this one, which, let me see, I got to get it right. I think it's that way. Yeah. Which is a little, what do they call it? It has the little arrow loop diagonal. So yeah, it's just for shooting arrows down at your enemies, but it was the only window they had that was the one that goes at the angle like this. Otherwise, I would have used a bigger window. And then I'm just using one of the walls for that, the diagonal walls. And then there's the diagonal machicolation. Goes up on top of that. Yeah, so that's mainly what I'm going to do. And then over here, I'm using these, which I like a lot, the archway, the ornate walled archway, which is basically a big open window. I dig that a lot. And then this in here, I've got a square ceiling and then 3 of the rounded ceilings. The keep ceiling rounded left, and there's a keep ceiling rounded right. And then we've got these stairs, and I've got 2 of them on top of each other. And then there's all the rounded versions of all the pieces too. So there's the ones with the arrow loops. There's an actual door. There is a door for this too, so I could put that in one of those. And yeah, a rounded version of the regular wall and rounded version of the machicolations. So now that I've made sure that I've told you everything that goes into that, I'm going to go ahead and put them all on. All right, so I got the perimeter down at least 1 layer thick all the way around. I still got to build it up 2 layers with the walls and the machicolations, and I haven't put the stairs and all of these yet. But there's one more little piece I want to add to this episode of the building. And like I said, this is going to be an ongoing thing. I may totally change some of this, and there is lots more stuff that's going to happen that I haven't even figured out yet. But in the middle of each of these 4 sections that stick out, that's got the 2 circular towers on each side, I put this little archway here, which I like these archways a lot as doorways. Luckily, I did this on a 3x3, so I have a center. That was creating a difficulty because I wanted to figure out how to use these steampunk balconies, and they go on a 2x2 thing. So out of each one of these, I'm going to take metal ceilings like this, and I can reduce a 3x to a 2x like that. So pretty simple. I'll just do it over here and do this one. So we've got that and that. That takes 5 of them. Could do it with 3 if you didn't want to have it blend into the sides like that, but I do. And then with the 2 spaces wide, you could theoretically stick this thing on, but it doesn't recognize the sides of the triangle ceilings as a valid snap point. So you got to go 1 more out. And the steampunk ceilings don't recognize them either, but the S plus ones do. So you stick down an S plus ceiling, then I put down a steampunk, and then I'm going to pick this one back up. I could use this one too, but I think I'm just going to try to keep the steampunk theme. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that part. All right, do I have another one of these? Yeah, because I just picked it up. That's the same one. Well, maybe I have to use the S plus for all of that. Unless I could layer it. Interesting how that works. Okay, well, let's get another one. It could be solid metal, or we could do it that way. I'm not sure which way, but let's go ahead. I'm starting to put some crafting stations up here so I can actually craft up here. I just realized it was silly for me to be going up and down to craft everything. We'll craft, let's craft one of those. I can pull from my raft from up here, which is great. And that's how I'm going to get everything up here. All the materials and everything too in the long run. So we'll do it with 2 of those, and we'll try it also with 2 of the metal ceilings. And then I'll show you how I get these to blend. And I'm not the first one to do this, but let's try it first with these, and then let's go ahead now and see if we can place this. So now it's green. Oh, look at that. And now it actually would place there, but then if I pick those up, would it break? That's a good question. But okay, so now you can see anyway, we've got this steampunk balcony. I think it does all right between the 2 round towers, and to kind of create a little point on this end. This obviously doesn't match we can take the S Plus spray painter, or, you know, the regular vanilla one too. And I think I have cantaloupe in here as the color. And do that, and it's a pretty close match. Definitely looks kind of coppery. So then you can make that copper. And then it matches much better. But I think those want to be full metal ceilings. So rather than pick them up and risk losing that thing, I'm going to just go see if I can go ahead and just replace them like that. I'll lose a little bit of materials, but we're rich. Matter. So there we go. We've got that. And that's pretty cool. I can live with that. I mean, I wish I could have got the steampunk ceilings down. But you saw what happened with that. I don't know why they won't stay on the end. I could probably try to embed some square ceilings into the into the triangle ones, wherever I put them. Oh, I guess I just broke them both, but yeah, embed them that way and then put steampunk. Whatever, I'll play around with it. I just wanted to show you. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now I just got to finish these walls all the way around, change the texture on them, and I think we'll sign out for this episode, and I'll get it edited and get it up. I haven't had too many videos up lately because I had some stuff going on in real life, but now I'm coming to the space for the next month at least. I should be able to produce a lot more videos. So let me finish this up, and then we will check it out and say goodbye. And just briefly, I did figure out that you can do this. So you have to go out that way first with the S Plus ceiling. Complaining, I'm on camera, don't whine. And wait till after I shoot this. Anyway, so you have to place this first, and then you can come back in with one. And then the question is, can you remove it? And yes, you can. And then you can go ahead and place the steampunk one. And because this is a glass one, if I can grab it, I don't know, can I grab it anywhere? Maybe I can't. No, the triangle one shows on top of it. So you would have to leave that, unless you, I guess, went underneath. Maybe you'd be able to do the model hiding. But anyway, I probably am cool not messing with it. We'll see. But that is an option. It's this one. Boom. And yeah, that looks a little bit more blendy. Especially if we go ahead do this part. Oh, except I won't be able to dye that one, will I? That's really going to bug me. Let's see. I guess we'd have to do something acrobatic, like, I can see where it is, like this. Let's get that out. Get it selected. Jump off where I won't die if I miss. And then we can go ahead and do that stuff from under here. And so yeah, from the glass ceiling, now we could select the model and have no sides. There you go. Boink, boink, boink. All right, see you when I'm done. Oh, and on my way back, one little bit also I wanted to show you is I went ahead and put a zip line get up here, which is actually way faster than the water elevator. And I did it in the little way I did with Aberration, where I've got the S Plus double doorway, 2 of them stacked, and then 2 catwalks on top of that. Makes a nice little way to attach that. What is he doing? Ooh, he stuck something in there. Rich soil. And a plant. Is that the fern?
Yes.
Oh, it's growing really fast, too.
They do. I don't know if it's the rich soil or what, but...
Oh, sweet. And does this one have an effect? Oh, it already is. Look at that.
Apparently it was hurt.
Okay, I think I've reached the stopping point for this episode. So this is what I've done. I'm pretty happy with it. I definitely have some critiques of how the mods go together, but I think I've pulled it off as far as combining the castles, keeps, fortresses, and the steampunk as much as I could. So yeah, I got this big floating octagonal castle thing here. And yeah, I got my little balconies. I had to go ahead and insert some triangular ceilings that go in that way because there was a gap here and it was really bugging me. It was like a inch or two gap and it just looked bad and looked worse from below. So I hid the top part of the triangle, and you got to do triangles because if you did regular square ceilings, they would interfere with this, and either this would break or that would break. So anyway, that's a little tip for you there, how to combine those things. Oh, and I went ahead and put some railings on it. I couldn't add another railing here because they would combine weirdly right there where they came together at that corner. So I didn't want that. And then, yeah, I got a pretty big interior space here. I figure each one of these areas will be dedicated to some kind of use, some kind of workshop dedicated to one of the mods, maybe a kitchen. And then I just kind of decorated the way up. I put some of the steampunk railings around it. And then, yeah, there are 8 of these little spiral stairwells that then take you up to the little catwalk up here that goes all the way around. This guy is just not a professional, man. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can get a really nice view of the rest of the place down there from up here, and especially from the balconies. I like that a lot. And then, yeah, next episode, we're going to have to do some landscaping down there, put some plants and some more fish and so on, and really start to use it, start to move in with all the crafting stations and everything so that this becomes my actual base. And I am going to expand it some more. I believe that maybe this top part will bring it out a little bit. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that because, like I said, there's some gappy stuff going on because these are just a little more narrow than the regular size. It's just, I'm not going to say anything else about it. But maybe I'll have to use steampunk again for the floor up there. But I think I want to leave this middle place open to the sky so I can have a second floor that comes in a bit. I might have to raise this up maybe another ceiling height, because if I put, or not a ceiling, another wall height, maybe make it 3 high or 4 high, so that if I have something up there, I can still get the bigger dinos underneath it. Not that I'll be bringing too many big dinos up here, because they have to either be able to come up there or fly in. And if they fly in, they can just be on top. But I'm liking the feel of it. It's pretty cool. It definitely works for me. I like the shape. I don't mind how the dark matter texture on the castles keeps forts, contrasts with the steampunk, and in the right light, you definitely get the green and copper go fine together. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions and so on. I can't fly yet because I'm not level 95, but high level pteranodons just keep running into my little raft down there. Like, they actually get stuck in it. What can I do? And yo, I got the Kaprows over here breeding up. I got the hatchery. It got full of eggs. These were the 2 highest level ones. That female that I tamed at the beginning of the episode actually turned out to be really high level. If you look at those come in, look at that. The melee is 76 levels, and the health is 70, 63 in the stamina, 62 in the speed. Well, that doesn't mean anything. And 63 in the weight. So it's a darn good Kaprow. And so I'm breeding it with the best male I had right here, which is 72-68 versus the, what was this, 70-76. So yeah, should get some good ones out of that, and then I'll see who's got the best stats in here too and combine them all and have my little crocodile army. All right, so I better shut up before this becomes too long. Let's put that away. But yeah, this has been Monkey Puzzle, and I should sign out on the balcony actually, because that's the place to be. Yeah, so this has been Monkey Puzzle. Thank you for watching until the end of this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.